Let's start. Hi everyone, welcome back to Vysh IAS. This is Neha, and we are here with the part second of chapter number 1. And there was a section of chapter number 1 which is left, so we'll be completing that over here. And after that, beginning with the second one, we'll try to finish it today itself. Okay, so we read about population density in that first chapter, and we read about density over there. We read about how the population impacts certain resources things, and that was your previous lecture. So we'll be continuing with the second part of that chapter. So the topic we are going to discuss about of chapter number 1, which was regional variation population. So as you all know, the growth rate of population during 1990 and 2011 in Indian states and union territory shows very obvious patterns. Like what happens, what we are going to discuss over here is regional variation population growth. Like how the growth of population varies in India regionally. If you look into North India, you will find some different things. If you are going to move to South India, you will find something different things. If you will move to the mountain region, you will find some different variations over there. So keeping that in mind, I'm just creating a whole like what we are going to discuss over here. Like what population growth in South India, how it went in North India, how it goes in the mountain section. Okay, so you will know, as you all know, that in the southern state the education levels are good. Okay, and what are the states we are talking about? Southern states like Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Puducherry. They have a very low rate of growth, like almost not even exceeding 20%. And when we talk about these central states like MP, Sikkim, Assam, West Bengal, they keep an average thing. Okay, and like you will notice this thing that Andhra Pradesh, its population growth even fall down 3.5 percent points. Okay, so we were talking about 2001. Okay, what we are discussing over here, okay, what have to do it, and you have to learn the facts over here. So what we're discussing here is this thing. Just give me a second, please. Yeah, the percentage digital growth rates of the 6 most populous states, like we talked about the density, like UP, and that is the more dense area, and that eastern section wide area but less density. We already discussed it in the last lecture. If you have not seen that lecture, just go and watch it first. Like if you even don't watch it first, this is a last that chapter we are going to discuss. Okay, then comes adolescence. When we talk about the population, you must be knowing. I'll this thing into the section that there's a pyramid of growth. Okay, child, the adult population. Okay, so population growth in India, it has been impacted by growth of its. Okay, what actually adolescents, like age group 10 to 19 years is about 20.9% in 2011, and when you talk about male adolescents it's 52.7%, and when you talk about female ones it's 47.3%. Okay, adolescent population, though it has been regarded as the youthful population, they have the high, they are in their most adult age. Okay, but they are like quite vulnerable. You can even misguide them, vulnerable. Okay, and there are many challenges in the society as far as these adolescents are concerned, like which are lower age of marriage, illiteracy, particularly female illiteracy, school dropouts, low intake of nutrients. Okay, high mortality rate of adolescents girls. Okay, infection like HIV and AIDS, physical and mental disability of retardedness, drug abuse, alcoholism. What I said that adolescents are the most youthful one, but considerably they are the most vulnerable one as well. Okay, in the view to this, the government of India has taken certain policies that okay, what you have to take away from this page is this: adolescents are the who are in the age group of 10 to 19 years. Okay, after that 10 to 19 years, what are the factors that has attached to them? Then looking at that, government of India has come up with the national youth policy. Okay, so the national youth policy of 2014, that was launched in February 2014. It shows a holistic vision for the youth in India, which is to empower youth of the country to achieve their full potential and through them enable India to find its rightful place in the community of nation. Okay, so National Youth Policy 2014 has defined youth as person in the age group of 15 to 29. Okay, so if somebody asks you what the National Youth Policy has considered the youth age gap is 15 to 29, and when what we was considering this was 10 to 19, but when it comes to the C, it's 15 to 19. Okay, star market. Okay, then comes what we can take away from these points. You just have to read it, okay, not to go so much deep into these points. We already discussed those 2 to 3 topics in the last lecture. That was part 1 of this chapter number 1. And then we are discussing one section of it. Just go through it. Just listen to what I'm saying. That's it. You need not to do anything else. Okay. The growth rate of population is really variant over space and time in the country. What we have discussed in these last 2 slides is that growth rate of population is widely variant. Space is widely variant over time in the country. Okay. Now let's talk about population composition. What is population composition is a distinct field of study within population. When we talk about composition, we talk about analyze the population on the basis of age of residence, ethnic, tribes, language, religion, marital status, literacy, education, occupational characteristics. In this section, the composition of Indian population with respect to the rural-urban characteristics, language, religion, pattern of occupation will be discussed. Okay, so when you talk about population composition, you can directly even just focus on definition as well. Okay, now let's talk about rural and urban composition. We know this, like majorly Indian population is rural. Okay, 68.8% of the total population lives in villages according to 2011 census. Okay, so we must be knowing no urban place there, villages are less. No, in India 68.8% of the population lives in villages. Okay. Excuse me. Do you know that India has 6,40,867 villages according to the census 2011? This will be like changed accordingly. Okay. Do not mug up this fact, but if you want to mention it somewhere, just mention it with that census 2011. Okay. If you go to the state of Goa and Maharashtra, till very half of the total population resides in the village. Okay, and you just do one thing, just in whichever states you live, okay, just see that which district of yours has the highest urban population and which districts have the lowest urban population. And this was the regional variation. You have to just go through this section thoroughly. See, if you will talk about certain which are less in contact with the trade, which are more of like coastal ones, they are more urbanized. And when you talk about some states, some landlocked states which are less in contacts, they are more of rural side. Okay, they are more on the rural side. And like let's take an example of the union territories. As we know, they have more of tourism. So there, Goa, you won't be finding villages over there. Maharashtra, you won't be finding villages over there. You come to Rajasthan, you'll find lot of village over here. Okay, I belong to Rajasthan. Okay. Then we talk about the linguistic composition. We know this thing. We are like linguistic diversified nation. Okay, according to Grayson Linguistic Survey of India 1903-1928, there are 169 languages, as many as 544 dialects. Okay, this is we are talking about nation. If you even talk, you just move out of your place, the 10-15 kilometer or like 50 kilometers away from your house, you'll see a change in the dialect as well. There are about 22 scheduled languages, and let's you just read it, okay? Bodo and Manipuri. I think you must have studied polity. There you must be knowing the schedule for it. You must also be knowing the list of it. Very bad if you don't know that. Not very bad, just go and revise the polity lectures of yes sir. Okay? Then we comes to linguistic qualification. The speaker of major Indian languages belongs to 4 languages. This is important. We have the qualification, linguistic classification. Okay, in that we have Austric, Dravidian, Sino-Tibetan, and Indo-Europeans. What all comes in the family of Austric is Austro-Asiatic, Austronesian. Okay, and when talking about Sino-Tibetan, it's Tibetan, Myanmari, and Siamese Chinese. And when it comes to Indian European family, it's Indo-Aryans. Okay, and when you come to Dravidian, you must have studied Dravidian architecture and all. Huh? See, all the subjects are interlinked. If you will focus on one subject, no, you'll be able to connect it like somewhere or far away. Okay, and then just see to these branches. This will give a good fact base to your answer. You can write it in the linguistic qualification that how India, like what are Indian languages and where they belong. Okay, and almost all the aspects you can just go with the side. And when you talk about Indo-Aryan, it's like outside India, Jammu Kashmir thing. Yeah, we had talked about the regional variation. Now comes the major thing in the India. That is, you must be aware of it, spatial distribution of varieties. Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, and Buddhist. You must be knowing the percentage of it. You know that Hindus are like 70 to 90%. Muslims are the largest religious minorities. Okay, mainly concentrated in Jammu Kashmir and many districts of UP. Okay, then comes Christians. Then comes the Jains and Buddhist. Okay, fine. This is a section, the chapter. This is the part of the chapter, religious community, where you'll be finding it in some sociology thing also. And when it comes to this page, make sure you update it with the current economic survey or and just manage the knowledge. What you can do it in your book, you can make a table over here separate. Just takes 2 minutes. Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Christians, and write the percentage. Or if you'll write it somewhere here like this, you will remember it. Even not like the percentage, if 70-90%, 0.1%, 1%, 13%, you'll remember it. Okay. Then comes the composition of work population. Very important. Working population is being divided into 3 parts. We call it main workers, marginal workers, non-workers. Okay. Population of proportion of workers, both main and marginal, is 39.8%. Last majority of our 60% of non-workers. Okay, standard census definition: main worker is a person who works at least 183 days, like 6 months. 183 days or 6 months. Okay, 3 days or 6 months in a year. Marginal worker is a person who works for less than 183 days. So you have to take it as a bar. Less than 183 and more than 183. Or 6 months, more than 6 months or less than 6 months. Okay, the proportion of working population of the states and union territories show a moderation from about 39.6% in Goa to 49% in Daman and Diu. Again, there's a difference, there's a variation. what we are talking in this chapter is wholesome is this only. Okay, just give me a second, please. Yeah, sorry. Then we comes to occupational composition. You can do is also when I'm reading, when I'm talking, just take it as a fun, okay? Enjoy the lectures. Enjoy the lectures because I know this is the book you ignore the most. Some books are there which students ignore like anything. They just don't pay attention to it. Okay, just open up your NCERT, read it out with me. Wherever it's done, see the board tables, read it with me because it happens. I have also been through the phase. I have also been through the same phase. Okay, so just with me, line up the boxes, make the go through the tables. Okay, and also please show some interest. Where sir put so much of efforts for you people. We work all throughout the day, then we come up with the lectures for only you people. And even he's not charging anything from you for this. So just, if you're not a serious candidate, believe me, do not run behind those fancy things. If something is coming for free, just try to value it. Okay, there will be one day where we'll withdraw all these videos. So just make the best use of it. Because if you are not going to pay attention to it, then we won't be getting the motivation, right? So we are doing this for you only. If you're not paying attention, you feel like, okay, just lecture. No. If somebody is teaching you NCERT, believe it, we are not teaching the class students that we have to read out everything. Why we are reading it is just we are reading it for you people. That you need not waste your time because we know you are engaged in so many things. You have to study for test as well, newspaper, answer writing. So if we are providing you the NCERT, just keep on revising then. If somebody say, okay, are you done with NCERT? Yes, we're done with NCERT. Just here to our lectures. Just go through it twice or thrice. Okay. So what about this composition of population? Basically, what is we are doing over here, no? The regional variation of population growth. That how population varies depending on the rural, urban. Okay, just started from here. Rural, urban. Okay, then it comes linguistic. Then it comes based on language is linguistic only. Religious. Third point. Just start writing the answers, okay? If regional variation has been asked to you, what people do is they keep on writing about rural, urban. No, first pointer rural, urban. Second pointer linguistic. Third pointer religious. Position. Write it. Variations. How people work there. How people are engaged toward agriculture. Okay. Okay. Then India is better than neighbors in the gender. We are improving it day by day, year by year, promoting gender sensitivity through Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Everyone knows this thing on those roadways. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. So we are like United Nations Development Program. We are part of it. This program has been and if what UNDP mentioned was if development is not endangered, it is endangered. If development is not engendered, it is endangered. Very important. Write it somewhere, you will surely impress your examiner. If development is engendered, it is endangered. 1995. Okay, just read it once. So we are done with chapter number 1. I hope you like it. Do not go anywhere. We are beginning with chapter number 2 today itself. We won't be waiting for so much of time to waste on those studies. We'll complete it for you. We'll complete it for you people only. Okay? Fine. What do you understand by human settlement? The area where you guys are settled is human settlement only. Depending on the size of your house, how many people how many people live in your colony. Okay, what is the size of your house and all those things. Okay, structure of your house, how the house in northeast, how we are, how house deserts are there. Okay, what type of settlements are there, all those things. How the buildings are different in metropolitan cities, how people live in rural areas, how people live in slums. That is human settlement. So we know this thing, settlement vary in size and type. Okay, this range from a hamlet, that is just a small baby size, to a metropolitan cities. Size, the economic character, and the social structure of the settlement changes, and so is the ecology and technology. Okay, you know this thing, people living in slum, they have like very much harmful, unhygienic conditions, and if you talk about metropolitan cities, there is so much of pollution is there. So we'll be talking about that. So first you need to understand the difference between rural and urban. Okay, first you need to understand that. So you know this thing, rural, what is the primary sources? Agriculture. Okay, they depend on primary, and when we talk about urban, they depend on manufacturing. So the cities acts as a node of economic growth. Okay, not only the urban dwellers, but they also people from rural settlement, hinterlands in return for food and raw materials. So basically, these guys are helpful. Okay, they are like interlinking. Okay, the functional relationship between rural takes place through transport and communication network. So how these both are related? Through transport and communication network. Okay, rural and urban, yes, there's a very big difference when it comes to in terms of social relationship, like attitude and outlook. Rural people are like less mobile. Okay, and social relations of them among are intimate. In urban areas, on the other hand, way like complex, fast. Urban people are in so much rush. That's why there's a trend these days. Many a times, what I do is I live in the capital city and then I go to Thar desert. I live there like 7, 8, find my peace. So because here is too fast. Their guys are very slow and they are very steady. They're enjoying their life. They're just to the next level. So what are the types of rural settlement? Types of settlement are determined by the extent of built up area and inter-house distance. In India, compact and clustered village of few hundred houses is rather universal, particularly in the northern plains. So there are 4 types of rural settlements. You know this thing, there are these factors and conditions which are responsible for different types of rural and settlements. In rural areas, you will find physical features are the reason. Okay, cultural and ethnic factors are there. Security factors are there. Okay, so when we talk about rural settlement, we broadly divide it into 4 parts. That is clustered, agglomerated, and nucleated. Semi-clustered for the coming videos, for the slide, sorry. Semi-clustered and fragmented, hamleted, dispersed, and isolated. These are 4 types. Just remember this thing, very important. Okay, there are 4 types of this. Okay, now let's talk about the clustered. The clustered rural settlement, you just need to remember clustered. What is clustered? This is compact, closely built up area. This is clustered. Okay, like they have some geometric shapes. The picture not clear over here. You just watch it in your books. Okay, geometric shapes you'll find in cluster. Remember the word compact. Then the geometrical shape. What are geometrical shapes? Like radial, linear, etc. And where you will find it, like alluvial plains and other eastern states, people live in compact security and defense. Yes. Okay. So in Rajasthan, scarcity of water, compact settle, maximum utilization of available water sources. Then comes the semi-cluster. May result from tendency of clustering into restricted areas. Semi-cluster means people get dispersed. People get dispersed, the part of this. Okay, and you find these in Gujarat and Rajasthan. And when we talk about more often, they are basically segregation and fragmentation of large compact village. Okay, large compact village. Like this is like totally clustered. Okay, this is like clustered thing, very much clustered. And we just divide it a bit, then that comes to semi-cluster. Dividing it, like division happened. Okay, then comes hamleted. Sometimes settlements are fragmented into several units physically separated from each other, bearing a common name. These units are like Panna, Para, Pali, Nagla, Dhani. Dhani is used in our Rajasthan. In various parts of the country. Very important. What is Panna, Pani, and all these are hamleted settlements. Mark it important. Okay. The segmentation of village and motivated by social and ethnic factors such villages are frequently found in the middle and lower Ganga plains, Chhattisgarh, lower of the Himalayas. Okay, then dispersed, isolated ones. Presently, people are dispersed like isolated huts and hamleted small towns where you will find it large space, less than city. Mountain. We have studied it, okay? Himachal Pradesh, Kerala, etc. Just a second, guys. Just a second. Urban settlements. When we talk about urban settlement, I think you must be knowing very much about it, and we'll discuss it in detail in the fundamental book. Unlike rural settlement, urban settlement are generally compact and larger in size. They are very compact, less area. People live in a very urban section. How how like towns evolved in India? As you know, that India, human people, the book is more related to India. So earlier there was ancient towns. You know this thing, ancient towns in India having historical background, so over 2000 years. Okay, like Prayagraj, okay, Allahabad, Patliputra, Patna, Madurai. Then comes the medieval towns. In the time you must studied it in the history, right? Delhi, Hyderabad, Jaipur, Lucknow, Nagpur. Then the modern towns, the time of Britishers and the Europeans. Okay, of course, Mumbai, right? And Chennai, Kolkata, British style. Okay, this is urbanization in India. How urbanization in India, like level of urbanization is measured in terms of percentage of urban population to total population. The level of urbanization in India is 1.6%, which is quite low in comparison to developed countries. Total urban population has increased 11 during the 20th century. Enlargement of urban centers and emergence of new towns have played a significant role in the growth of urban population. But the growth rate of urbanization has slowed down during the last 2 decades. Functional qualification of towns. Apart from their role as a central or nodal place, many towns and cities perform specialized services. So, you know, we classified rural settlement into 4 parts: clustered, semi-clustered, hamleted, and the last one, dispersed. Okay, same this we can divide this urbanization: edge towns, industrial towns, transport cities, and then commercial towns, mining towns, garrisons. Garrisons you need to understand, these are such as Ambala, Jalandhar, Mahua, Babina, Udhampur, Mau. Okay, educational towns like Aligarh, Varanasi, Rohtak. Okay, religious like Amritsar, Mara, and religious town, one of the Ayodhya Nagri, right? Wishing every one of you many congratulations. Okay, Tirupati, Kurukshetra, Haridwar, Ujjain. Okay, cultural significance. Then comes the tourist: Nainital, Mussoorie, Shimla, Panchmari, Jodhpur, Jaisalmer, Udmangalam, Ooty, Mount Abu. These are those cities. Commercial cities, of course, where very much trade takes place: Saharanpur, Satna, Kolkata, etc. Industrial towns, you know, Mumbai, Jamshedpur, Hooghly, Bhilai. I think you must have guys have known about it. There's nothing to make you understand. Just remember these names. 1212 name administrative towns like Jaipur, Chennai, where I belong to, and on the basis of dominant or specialized Indian cities and towns. Okay, so what you have studied in this thing? Yeah, cities mission we know. Swachh Bharat ka irada. We everyone of us, right? So smart city mission, do not forget to mention it anywhere where you are talking about settlement. Do not miss this thing. The objective of smart cities mission is to promote cities that provide core infrastructure and a clean, sustainable environment, give a decent life to citizens. One of the features of smart cities is to apply solution to infrastructure and services in order to make them better. So first thing you will mention in this objective, what is the objective? To provide core infrastructure, clean, sustainable environment. Then comes apply smart solutions. Features. Do mug up things bluntly. Just divide it. Okay, first point is objective. Second is features. Third is example. Making it less vulnerable to disaster. Okay, focus. Smart cities. It should be smart enough to face anything. Okay, it should be smart enough to face things. Alright? Then let me just take you back. What we have studied? Human settlement. What you studies, we talk about size and type from Hamlet to men. My god, what is happening? Yeah. Then the basic difference between rural settlements. Okay. Types of rural settlement. Urban settlements, how evolution of in India take place. Evolution of history is evolution of towns in India, ancient, medieval, modern. Okay. Then urbanization in India. What are the functional classification of towns? Okay. Then smart city mission. Wait. Before that, you just need to hear some things from me. What we have studied chapter number 1, we have studied chapter number 2. Why I have speeded up chapter number 2? Because this was the required amount of knowledge for chapter number 2. What happens, we have the tendency of spending more time on the things which are easy ones. Chapter number 2 is you just need to remember. You know it very well. What are the tourist places? You know it. What are the commercial towns? Somewhere knew it. Even if you do not remember the single name of a town, whatever first comes to your brain, put that in example confidently. But it should not like you are putting something Rajasthan in some cold places, right? You cannot do that. Apply some logical brain. Okay, human settlement. First thing you need to remember: rural, urban, comparison. It can be asked difference, comparison, its types, and smart city mission. Very important. Okay, this is the part. Just take one page. See, it depends all on your response. I can even give you the one-liners of these chapters in 2 pages, and I can rest assure you nothing will come out of it. Whatever the things comes, nothing will be going. Nothing will come out of it. No. Whatever the section is there in the book, that will be nothing will be less than the book. Okay. So I can give you those one-liners as well, but that all depends on your response to the things. Also, Vysh sir is providing you with the test series. Do not miss the chance to enroll to it. Do not miss the chance to watch our videos. These are free lectures available to you. And believe me, Vysh sir thinks of you students so much. So do pay respect to his efforts, what he's trying to give to you people. We have started this series again only for you people. So we have completed with chapter number 1, chapter number 2. Just mark them up. 40 minutes video. Even you can watch it while walking. Okay. And whatever doubts you have, just put in the comment section below. And also share it with your friends. Watch it twice or thrice. So that in an hour, I guess you can finish the 2 chapters. You remember them thoroughly. As much efforts you can give. Okay. And see, if you are a serious student, we not to even tell you this much thing. So this was all for today. Vysh IAS is available everywhere on Instagram. We are there on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp. You can just text on WhatsApp and get all the your doubts cleared there. And yes, thank you. I hope every one of you is doing great. Just be happy, enjoy the journey. Do not take it as a pressure. Just enjoy the journey. Enjoy the student life. You will miss it someday later. Okay, I'll even miss it. Alright, thank you everyone. Take care. It was nice having every one of you. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel and also share the videos with your friends. Thank you so much. Have a good day ahead. Bye bye.